You got it?
You got it? Everything's recording now? Okay, perfect.
What are the people?
We already have 490 viewers.
That's
yes,
right.
sir. That's what we like to see.
Yeah.
That's what we like to hear because we can't see it. So as you guys can see, we're podding. We got to do the pod because we haven't put anything out yet, but we want to show you guys the process of, checking out the stage, whatever the case is. So today solely, because this is going to be like the number one podcast, we're going to dedicate this to vinyl. We're going to talk a lot about vinyl today.
Yes.
That shit looks scary as fuck.
Drink
Good.
it. Drink it. All right. No, Lucky, get some. All right. Yes, Lucky is correct. We're gonna be plainly talking about vinyl flooring.
Yep. So for those who aren't educated in vinyl, have vinyl questions,
Flip it on.
whatever the case is, any type of vinyl questions. Well, we can't really see it, so we're just gonna talk about vinyl today.
Yeah, just vinyl. So we can't see comments, so bear with us here. We're just gonna be making a video information about vinyl, so we cannot see any comments or anything. So if you guys are being inappropriate in the comments, obviously more than likely TikTok will block you.
And we can't block you, so you guys are safe today. We can't block. You guys could do somewhat whatever you want, but that's because we're not. I'm not behind the phone.
Hey, Lucky.
What's up, my boy?
So what do you think is a vinyl product?
What is a vinyl product? There's different types of vinyl products, no?
Okay.
I mean, you can name a couple. There's WPC, LVP, SPC. I feel like LVP is a more popular one than all the other ones. I feel like 9 times out of 10, that's what most of the customers, when they come in, that's what they talk about. Hey, like, where's your LVP?
Yeah.
Not too many people know the other two ones, but we'll probably get more into that. But let me ask you, or both you guys.
Let's ask Noe. What is LVP, Noe?
Let's
start off with what does it stand for? Noe, what does LVP stand for?
So LVP that I know of stands for luxury vinyl plank. Luxury vinyl plank is usually made out of PVC, which is plastic, which water pipes are made out of.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
It's 100% waterproof, but it does scratch. So it's not scratch proof; it's scratch resistant.
Okay.
Right.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You said LVP
Scratch?
is made out of PVC, the same plastic as your pipes,
Water pipes.
your water pipes, like your sprinkler systems and stuff like
It
that.
took me so long to know that. I didn't know. I was like, what'd you say, PVC? I had to look it up. I was like, what the hell? It was crazy.
PVC, yeah, it's a plastic that we use in sprinkler systems, and it's just plastic, guys.
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy about it. It's just plastic. But LVP comes in different forms. A lot of people like to use that word, luxury vinyl. They throw it around like.
Oh, it's not that.
Huh?
It's not luxury vinyl plank.
It is. That is one type. Because luxury vinyl comes in so many forms.
Right.
So then luxury vinyl is like the main topic, and then there's different little subjects on it.
I would say like, for example, I'll use this as an example. When you think about Kleenex, you think about what?
Tissues.
Okay. How many brands of tissue is out there? A lot, right?
Probably a lot.
A lot.
Yeah.
So, but when you think about Kleenex, Kleenex is a brand
Right.
that has marketed themselves so much that you're able to remember that name.
That's the one that comes out like in a snowy thing with the red nose, no?
Yeah, that's Kleenex. Yeah. And they usually
He
put
uses it to fucking do. Yeah.
and then like they put on little kids in the commercials, and like the kids has like a red nose and it hurts. They don't want it to hurt.
It's a red
They
nose.
clean it. So, but my point of what I'm saying, why am I bringing up Kleenex, is because that's the name that people remember. So luxury vinyl plank, LVP, is what people remember when they think about waterproof flooring. But it comes in different types. The same way, like I said, a tissue. I can give you a tissue that's bound. What is it? That one other brand that to clean your hands when
Bond?
you. It's
Bound. The ones to clean your hands, dry your hands.
Is it Bounty?
Bounty.
Bounty.
There's Bounty. There's Charming. I think Charming does it too.
So what I'm saying is those are all different types of tissue,
Yeah.
right? So that's how people get mixed up when they think LVP. They think all of them are the same. Just like if I can bring up Another good example would be when you hear the word Pergo, right?
Yeah.
So Pergo, everybody thinks that Pergo is the name of laminate, like laminate type products, which is made out of MDF, right?
Right.
So when you think about the word Pergo, that's one of the first brands that came out. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you think about Pergo, you think about laminate. I don't mean to bring up laminate. I'm just saying that that's another example.
Yeah, so then everybody in the world just thinks LVP is a waterproof floor.
They think that all the floors are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they could be talking about vinyl, they could be talking about linoleum, they could be talking about SPC, they could be talking about WPC, and they still think it's an LVP.
Yes. Yes.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people are just gonna get like super confused until they come to like an actual flooring store like us, so we can actually, give them game, tell them exactly what it is. But even then, because you've had a lot of years in the industry, like, do you know when it began? Like when they came out with LVP, with vinyl flooring? Because hardwood was first.
I'm gonna say that the first thing, hardwood floor, it was one of them out there.
Right.
But I think the first one that came out was, from my experience, almost 18 years in the business. The first thing that came out was the
wasn't it the
linoleum.
The roll.
That's sheet vinyl.
Oh, sheet vinyl.
Sheet vinyl is the one that comes in a big roll, usually about 15 feet wide. It rolls out. It's like a big plastic sheet. Usually.
Was that the first version?
There's different types, though. That's what I'm saying. See how there's so many types back then? There's so many types today. So you have sheet vinyl. You have linoleum, which is squares that look like tile.
Right.
And those they peel, and then they stick those, right?
Yeah.
But then there's VCT. What the hell's that?
Isn't that like what's in the hospitals?
Yes, that's the stuff you see in classrooms.
Yeah.
That one they use glue. It's like a black tar kind of glue, and they and usually they polish them. Have you ever seen in school they would go and clean the classrooms?
Yeah.
They would repolish them, and the floors look really new and clean again. Though that's VCT. It's another type of vinyl product. That one's made out of vinyl and tile mixed.
So all these vinyls are like in different gangs.
You're dumb, bro.
VCT, LVP.
Wait, no.
Throwing gangsters right now.
What was the difference between the CVT?
No.
How do you say, bro? I'm confused already.
Hey, bro, we're gonna get shot. Bro. We saying gangs around here, bro.
I'm confused right now. What?
No, you tell him be careful, bro.
I'm probably, because we can't see the comments. Everyone's probably on the same page. I'm like, what the hell?
So like I said, I would say the products that are out there is
CVT is a Cadillac. Huh?
yeah.
My bad.
I'm like he's all CTS is a Cadillac. Bro.
Oh, shit.
No, so like I said, there's VCT. That's the stuff that
Ventura County, fool.
VCT is that hard. It's very hard material. It's like
It's more like rubber, isn't it?
No, it's not. It's very hard. It's like a thin. Imagine if they were to mix plastic and tile, ground it up, and mold it, and dense it, and then put glue under it, and then you glue it to the front. It's really thin too.
Oh, shit.
That's called VCT. Okay, and then there's linoleum, which looks like VCT, but it's the one that gouges very easily. The difference between VCT and linoleum, if I drop the knife on VCT, it'll just hit and fall. It won't. And the difference between linoleum versus the VCT, if I dropped a knife, it would gouge and get stuck because it's made out of more of a plasticky vinyl material, so it gets stuck.
So let me ask you this: have you ever heard of VCT in a house?
Of course.
You think that's what they would use? That's what they would use before, though. Or?
Rentals. The builders, a lot of builders, like all the builders out there, KB Homes, any other builders that are out there right now, building houses, Toll Brothers, Richmond America, all these builders out there, if they were to give you at the base of the house, like basic house, they would give you a linoleum or sheet vinyl material as soon as you walk in the door, there's going to be an open area right there as soon as you walk in that they're going to put like a square. I don't know if you guys had an apartment. When I was younger, I got an apartment and they had VCT, not VCT, but linoleum or vinyl product right there on the floor. And then it was usually cut out like maybe a square or a little circle, and then once you walk off into that, it would be carpet. And then in the kitchen area and dining room, they would have that vinyl again because those are all wet areas. So they would be putting like vinyl or linoleum type of materials or VCT. I would say like the more low income apartments, if they haven't upgraded yet, they still have VCT in the kitchens. So I grew up in an area where low income housing when I was growing up. I remember seeing a lot of VCT in my classrooms. I would see it in, like I said, in the apartment I used to live in. It was really common. It's still around though. If little older towns, like old towns that have like a little a liquor store, a market, they'll use VCT in those areas because it's cheap and it is practical and it works. It's waterproof and stuff. So
well, because like that's the thing, because like rentals, even if they put it like in stores and things like that, because it has so much traffic and a lot of people going in and out, wouldn't it make sense to like pay a little bit more for something that's gonna last that much more instead of just taking the cheap route?
What do you mean?
So like you said that in like apartments, stores, they'll put that linoleum, that like LVP stuff in there, right?
Oh, the VCT, fool.
The VCT, right?
VCT is commercial though.
So it's durable.
It's strong. Yeah, it's strong.
Yeah.
But
it's like the SPC right now.
It's okay. So it's like SPC type of material, core material.
Right.
It's very thin. But it doesn't look nice. That's the thing. It's like if you can have a floor like VCT, like you said, today it would be SPC.
Yeah, usually the VCT, when you see it, it's white and it just has like little speckles in it.
Little speckles on it, like little gray, little cubes
in your school, they never had like tile look forms. It looked like tile, but it was in a classroom. In all the classrooms, my classrooms were all usually white floors.
Maybe I probably just didn't pay attention to it.
Yeah. Remember, hey, fix your mic. That's how his mic was. I think you fixed your mic. Hey, careful. Yeah, bring it down like that because that's how you had it last time, and it was like blocking him. You couldn't see anything.
Oh, okay.
So like I said, the VCT it always came in tile designs though. So
only tile.
Yeah, and the thing the way it would come in, it wasn't like different types and different colors. It was always like white, gray, blue, brown, charcoal. Like it was never.
So it was like basic.
They were basic. It was never a wood design. It was always just squares that looked like a bunch of speckles, and that's it.
Okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
I'm pretty sure you've seen it. I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure you've seen
Yeah.
it. But no one ever pays attention until someone brings it up.
Right.
VCT.
For sure.
So that's where it started. I would say that's where it started.
Is that still? Well, obviously it's still around today.
It is. Yeah. You can go to Lowe's and Home Depot right now and go buy some if you want some.
Gotcha.
And it's cheap. You'll find it for what? Maybe $1 a square foot.
But they're all 12 by 12 pieces, right?
12 by 12.
Oh, so they're literally only tile. It's just like in a tile form.
Yeah.
Like a 12 by 12.
It looks like little thin pieces of tile.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then they got smarter and wanted to put
They wanted to give you more designs, I think.
Right.
So because that type of material, you couldn't make some really cool designs probably, or maybe the technology then, it wasn't around. So that's when they started making like some flowery designs and like greens and whites and reds. And that's how, our Mexican families started throwing in their houses with fancy designs that look like tile and diamonds and stuff. And then that's how we got linoleum into houses.
I still have that in my
It's
house
cheap
today.
Linoleum right now is still cheap. 59 cents a square foot. It's always under $1.
Oh yeah, for sure. We actually have some in my restroom, and it's the one you say that has like little diamonds.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it makes a pattern supposedly. It's a square, and then in the corners it has a little diamond part.
Yes,
and
that's
it. Makes
it.
a diamond in the
Yep,
middle.
that's
I'm
it.
trying to picture it. I'm like,
That's radical.
I want to look it up right now, bro.
Look it up.
Let me see, man.
Oh, so okay, so you think VCT came out first or the sheet vinyl?
How about Lucky? Have Lucky Google it. That's the best way I can really, because I'm only talking from experience of what I know so far.
The VCT?
Being in it so long,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, VCT. You should just Google what came out first, VCT or linoleum. But I think it was VCT.
I'm pretty sure
What
too,
came
because I
out
mean,
first?
it was
Oh,
basic
fucking annoying.
designs. Like there wasn't enough designs, and then out of nowhere, the sheet vinyl came out, and it looks like tile. It looks like brick. It looks like wood. It looks like different things.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe VCT did come out, But then after that, what do you think came after? Was it the? Well,
I think, like I said, what I think where it started to evolve, it was when they started making glued down vinyl, like linoleum, glued down. Is when it started to change the market.
was that the peeling stick or was like
yeah,
that a
like
whole
the one
different?
the one you're telling about, the one that you with the diamonds.
Yeah,
Oh,
for
Yeah.
sure, for sure.
damn.
What does
So
it say?
says
Lucky?
in 1933.
VCT
1933, the VCT tile was introduced, and then then they developed the LVP in the 70s.
You see?
In the 70s,
And it's funny because a lot of people tell me in my comments, they'll say things like, they'll say like, oh, LVP or something about, someone in my comments said that, like, LVP is not luxury vinyl. What did it say right now in your Google when you read it?
It's luxury vinyl plank.
There you go. When was it made?
The 70s.
Okay, so whoever had that comment, there's your answer.
Yeah.
Because someone said that. Someone told me like, oh, luxury vinyl just came out. It's new. No, it's always been around. And it's sad. Like I said, it's sad when people say, oh, they think they know that, they think luxury vinyl is new. It's today, but it's been around for a long time.
Since the 70s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like before I was even born,
Yeah.
before all of us were born,
I wasn't even thought of.
you know?
Yeah. So then, I think it's a good question. Is so I guess we could call it LVP now because everything falls under that category.
Yes.
Is it really 100% waterproof?
What? Because there's so many of them.
Well, which one do you think is? Well, nah, that's crazy. Which one do you think is the most waterproof?
It depends how you mean it. Because a lot of the times LVP is, you have a lot of LVPs out there that are, how do I say it? If there's a lot of, this is where it gets kind of tricky because people ask, oh, well, is luxury vinyl all 100% waterproof? Okay. If it's linoleum, like the one we're talking about, that gets glued down, if enough water gets under it over and over, it's going to detach from the floor. And then they're going to say, that's not waterproof. You see what I'm saying?
Well, wouldn't they blame that on the glue?
No, but I'm thinking like if I grab a piece and I throw it like that in a pool and I take it back out, is it gonna be like deceased or that's how you say it, right?
Deceased?
Like,
What do you mean?
Deceased
It's
is
gonna
dead,
die. It's
fool.
dead, fool.
isn't deceased like when like it tears apart? Like when a body tears apart?
No, that's
That's scary, fool.
That's
That's
I forgot. I know the name, but
Detach?
No.
no way. Decomposed.
Decomposed. My bad. Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what it was,
my bad.
decomposed.
Decomposed. Would it be decomposed
If water got to it?
if I throw it inside a pool?
He's probably saying
think- I
like, what's
think
the
he means-
lifespan? Like if the
Okay,
LVP
okay,
gets
okay.
stuck in water for like a long time, how long until it decomposes?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
VCT, because of it having what it has inside of it, it's not 100% waterproof. Okay, so there is some type of materials in it that can absorb water. Okay, so because what's in it, it can absorb whatever particles are in there to keep it holding together. There might be some in there that have a little bit of water, a little bit of. There's this, you know how natural stone, for example, it absorbs water, right? It's kind of like that. But the ones that are 100% waterproof, the actual core of the material is 100% waterproof, is the stuff that's 100% vinyl. You see what I'm saying? The stuff that is 100% from the top to the bottom, it's made out of linoleum or made out of LVP, like luxury vinyl plank. Actual core is made out of more plastic core.
Yeah.
Those are waterproof. But this is where it gets confusing for people that are listening. The product that came out, which is a Core-Tech technology material, is a WPC. That's the first product that came out. I believe it came out probably like, I'm going to say 2016, 2017. It was Core-Tech product. It had a cork on the back. It's still around. You're going to see it around still. Lowe's carries it. Home Depot, Floor & Decor carries it. And the material is made out of wood particles, PVC, and some resin, all mixed up, compressed. And then on top of that, there's the vinyl material, which is the linoleum sheet vinyls that we're talking about, which is like the glued down vinyl, glued on top of that product. And that all is waterproof. No, it's not. Because it has wood in it. It's a wood plastic. That's what we call it, a WPC, wood plastic composite. That material can absorb water and it will get warped because too much water will get to it. That's where people are having job claims and problems with LVP material. That's because of WPC. So do you see how there's a real big mix-up in the LVP world right now?
Yeah, for sure.
People think that all of it's the same and it's all 100% waterproof. But that's not the case, right?
Yeah.
So WPC is not 100% waterproof because then it could absorb water because it has that wood in it.
But that's only if it hits it from the back, right? Because on top, if I leave water on top and it doesn't go through any cracks or anything, would it absorb it still? No, right?
On the top, no.
Yeah.
But if it gets on the sides where it clicks together, if you watch any of the videos that we made, like on TikTok, that's one of the reasons why it's so brittle. That's why it's so that like the click systems break really easy because it has, what is it called? That wood chip, like the wood.
Okay, so you're talking about that material that's like kind of brownish, huh?
Yes.
That breaks really easy.
Yes.
Okay, so what
That's
about
WPC?
What about the WPC that we used to carry that was white? Is that waterproof or is it like the same material?
That one actually has, that's a different type of WPC that they made after they had those problems with Cortec. They started having issues with that core, right? So they went and evolved it into it being more plastic, let's put more, they thought to themselves, the manufacturers thought, let's put more plastic into it. Maybe it'll become more waterproof. Like you said, this is the same plastic we use to, send water to sprinkler systems. Yeah. Let's put more plastic into it. So they did. And what happened was more plastic. What happens with more plastic in the product? If the sun hits it too much, then you start getting outgassing of fumes and gases from the plastic. Yeah, and people try to claim it's virgin PVC. Virgin PVC doesn't matter. The sun hits it long enough, 2-3 hours a day, you're going to get a lot of sun. The sun's going to beat on it so hard that the material starts to warp and it starts to smell like plastic. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you remember that?
House, yeah,
you remember that? So people were freaking out when they realized that they were having those issues where their house started smelling like plastic and it was just too much PVC in the material. So with that being said, they were having issues with that. You see what I'm saying? So like I said, LVP has evolved over the past, I'm going to say now, almost 10 years.
Okay.
And then after LVP was what?
Then you had
because it keeps evolving.
No, bro, just like iPhone keeps evolving, right?
Yeah.
iPhone first came out, it was a little round backing on the iPhone. Right. And now it's at what iPhone are we at now?
I don't know. You have 14, the newest one.
Like iPhone 14. Yeah. You see? So I think that's just what's happening because we have technology in front of us. We can see what's happening because we have technology in front of our face all the time.
Is there any situation where you wouldn't want to install like vinyl flooring?
A situation where I wouldn't want to install vinyl?
Yeah, like what's the situation where you wouldn't go with that floor? Because
which one? Because there's a lot.
Well, let's just say like LVP, right? Because we're starting with that.
LVP, remember, LVP is the main course.
The truth is this, okay? A lot of the times I think people don't get the idea that if you're a do-it-yourselfer, can you guys see me? Yeah. I'm all unangled. If you're installing it yourself, let me tell you, if your concrete foundation is uneven, your vinyl product, whichever you buy, WPC, SPC, whatever one you choose, and your floors are uneven,
it's not gonna work.
It will install.
It's gonna break though.
But you possibly can damage your floors that clicking systems won't hold if the materials are pretty thin. The thin products that I'm talking about are 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, 5.5 millimeter. This is why they started making it thicker. So if you're asking me which vinyl I would recommend, it would be the 6 or 6.5 thickness or higher. Will be able to contour to imperfections of the floor.
All right.
And a lot of people do ask me another question. Can I put LVP or SPC or WPC on top of commercial carpet? I would never do that.
On top of carpet?
Yes. People have asked me that.
Because
That's too much. That's like it's too squishy, right? It's
I know, I think it's because of the moisture that still comes up. Doesn't it go through the carpet as well?
No, it's not a moisture. Like you said, if it's commercial carpet, the carpet's dense. I'm talking about carpet, like commercial carpet. People would want to put it on top of it because they don't want to remove the carpet that's there.
So like this carpet right
Yeah,
here.
like this. So they would want to just put it on top because the carpet's so dense already. Like, we'll just go over it.
Oh, even like on a low, what do you call that? The
Low pile.
On the low. So even on a low pile carpet, you wouldn't do it.
I would not do it. Just for example, knowing how much you weigh, if you don't mind me asking.
No disrespect.
No disrespect. 200 pounds.
Like two something.
Okay, so imagine Noe's walking around inside his house and he just installed LVP and he for some reason he's walking and when he's walking he lands on right where the click systems are clicked, right? So the click system, for some reason, there's an area that's a low point in the floor that's not perfectly flat, and it unclicks. Then the floor starts to unclick.
Right. So why do people always want to do like they want to go above and beyond and put extra like underlayment? You know what I mean? We get that not frequent, but there's customers that stop by and they're like, "Hey, does it already come with the padding attached?" We say yes, and then they're like, "What if I want to put more?" Why would anyone want to put more?
Because some people, they're thinking that just like the way, I don't mean to get into laminate, but people think that laminate is, like when we were installing laminate, you could put extra pad to it, like a thicker pad, and it would feel a little better on your feet. It was more comfortable to walk on. And I think that's the idea where it came from. The idea of putting pad under the floor.
I have a question. If I install this vinyl floor that looks like wood, does it give it more value to my house?
Does it give you more value to your house if you put a luxury vinyl?
Because you know
floor?
how they say that the hardwood gives you more value. Does it work the same for vinyl if it looks like wood?
I think so, right?
I'll spin the question. I'll answer it, but I'll spin the question. A lot of people will say, I want to put wood look tile because I have a pool in the back of the house. So they decided to do a wood look tile because it's waterproof, right? You didn't have a luxury vinyl wood floor option, 10 years ago?
Oh, okay.
Right? So in 2006, 2007, people would do wood look tile. And you go and below $20,000 on putting new tile all over your house, whole house, wood look tile. And they think that, people ask me all the time, does wood look tile give my house value? I always say no. They're like, I just dropped $20,000 on this wood look tile. Installation and everything, 20 grand. It was expensive. What do you mean it's not going to give me value? It's not going to give you any value. The only thing that will add value to your house, if that's what you care about, resale value, is hardwood floors.
That's crazy.
So why is that? Just because it's organic, because it's real? Like it's just that's
just think
that's
about
what it
it.
boils down to.
Think about it. Hardwood floors is a luxury.
Right.
So if you have wood floors in your house, marble countertops or granite countertops, that's the best thing you could do to upgrade your home. Unless you keep it at where you bought it, base. You got Formica countertops. You got sheet vinyl everywhere, cheap carpet. Does the house have more value when you do that? No. That's why its resale value goes up, because you went and invested more money into the house by putting high quality products into it. Right?
Okay.
But nowadays, today, most people would rather get vinyl floors in their house than hardwood floors. You know, we install floors in $5 million homes, $6 million homes, $10 million homes. Here in Cali, $1 million homes. Vinyl all day, vinyl plank. Everybody wants it. Why? Because it looks good, reasonably priced, and it's waterproof.
When would you recommend hardwood over a vinyl floor? Because from what it sounds like, vinyl is pretty like indestructible now, right?
Yeah, well,
because they kept engineering.
Took over the flooring industry. Yeah.
Aside from like the resale value, like why would somebody want to do that still?
What, hardwood floors?
Yeah, or even vice versa. Like what would be some scenarios that you would recommend hardwood over vinyl and then vinyl over hardwood?
The way I tell customers is, if you're going to be buying hardwood floors, is because you have the money
Right. You got the budget for it.
You got the money. Number two, if your lifestyle is not crazy active in the household, well, what do I mean by that? Let's break it down.
No kids.
No kids,
pets,
no dogs, heavy parties,
Like
right?
a lot of parties.
heavy parties,
Right.
a lot of people in the house,
Right.
you know, a pool.
Right.
And
Oh,
I'm telling,
yeah.
I'm just saying.
Nah,
I'm
yeah,
stating.
yeah.
I'm pointing out the obvious
Yeah,
stuff,
yeah,
right?
for sure.
So like I said, I think the people that should be buying hardwood floors are people that are on their way to retire because they want to enjoy their house for the next whatever years they're going to be living for the rest that they're not working anymore. So they're going to be able to enjoy their house. They're going to be able to have a beautiful home with hardwood floors. Like I said, hardwood floors are a luxury.
Right.
So I have a lot of customers that buy hardwood floors, and 5 years later they're ripping them out. All over here in California, a lot of customers come in the store and complain and tell me that they invested so much money when they first bought the house. They blew $30,000-$40,000 on hardwood floors when they first bought it. They had a little baby. They were moving in, that perfect life, having hardwood floors.
Oh, they had to
Beautiful
swap
house.
it. Just
And
for-
they're ripping out these
Damn.
beautiful,
hell
beautiful
no.
walnut wood floors that are very classy, very beautiful floors, but they're getting ripped out. And guess what's going in?
Finals.
Vinyl.
LVPs.
Vinyl. Why? Because it's waterproof.
It's like baby
Because it's
proof
scratch
almost, yeah.
resistant. Because it's kid proof. So these are the things, the reasons why people are taking out hardwood floors.
Right.
So, but like I said, let's flip it. People always ask me that question. Oh, hardwood floors versus vinyl. Hardwood floors are a natural product. The sun can bleach away the color of the floor.
Of the hardwood.
Yeah.
Right.
So as much as you know me, I love flooring, right? That's what I do.
That's what you breathe.
That's
for.
what I live and breathe, flooring, right?
Right.
So when I talk about hardwood floors are a luxury and they're beautiful, but they're for specific customer. They're
Right.
not for everyone.
Right.
And just like in the car world, not everybody's gonna buy a G-Wagon. Not everyone's gonna buy a RAV4. Not everyone's gonna buy a Honda Civic, Honda Odyssey, right?
Right. So again, not to cut you off, because that was like one example that we used that they just got the hardwood floors in. Now they had to rip it out and put LVP. Would you ever recommend, instead of just demoing it out, why not put it on top of the hardwood? Is that a no? Is that yes? Is that still safe? Because like with carpet, you wouldn't put it over carpet. What about hardwood if it's flat?
That's an open-ended question, but I can't answer it just yes, do it, because you need a professional C15 contractor to get involved to check the floors if they're structurally stable and stuck to the ground.
So yeah, so let's say everything's like it's flat. The hardwood is flat. It doesn't have any waves in it or grooves. What do you call it?
Hand scraping.
It doesn't have any hand scraping. Everything's leveled. Everything's good to go. Would there ever be a situation where you would put that on top of hardwood?
Of course.
So you can do it.
Of course. People do
Okay.
it all the time.
Okay.
But they need a professional to tell them that they can do that.
Because they would have to go to the job site, check
Yeah.
all, like, pretty much just check the checklist.
Yes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, people are putting LVP, SPC, WPC over hardwood floors.
And the moisture wouldn't be an issue? At least, like, with the hardwood?
Well, like we said, that's where installation comes in with the installer. You talk to them
Right.
about all that.
Right.
What do I know?
Right.
I'm not a licensed flooring installer.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm a flooring specialist,
Yeah.
you
Oh,
know?
that's crazy.
So, but yeah, like I said, I always ask, you in the world of retail, even in wholesale, you need to understand what people are looking for, because you got to look at their lifestyle. And a lot of the times people don't know, I've seen people will, like, let's say a husband, a wife, and two kids, they drive over to Home Depot and they walk through the flooring aisle. They see that everything says water resistant and waterproof. So they assume that everything's waterproof.
So for those people that are barely starting to go shopping for floors and they want vinyl, what should they look out for? You know what I mean?
I would look out for things that say water resistant. That's a really good one, because When you hear water resistant, it means that it's not 100% waterproof.
Right.
So if you're looking at a product and the tag says water resistant flooring, or 100% water resistant,
How
you see that?
that's how they get you. Like,
There's
what the hell?
everything
That
has
marketing scheme.
It's just everything has a way of making you read things, especially a big box store, for you to feel that you're getting something that you've been looking for. You don't think they study and know what you want? You don't think that you don't think that they have a marketing team that knows what flooring people are after right now, what type of flooring people are after? You think Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco, these people don't know what you're out there looking for?
Oh yeah, I'm 100%.
They study it. They know. So
Yeah.
if you see the key word waterproof, $199, $149, wow. I want waterproof floors for $149, $199. That's what I want.
Right. So aside from being waterproof, what else is there like that you would want to look out for? Like if you were to go shopping for your floors, what are some key things that you would look out for on like the box or for vinyl and things like that?
I would say that if you're looking for floors, especially a vinyl product,
Right.
you want to make sure that the material, you know what type of material, which type of vinyl it is. Because I noticed a lot of people, I had a customer tell me that they went to Floor & Decor and they said that they wanted they asked, I want the Nucor brand. And I said, that's not a flooring company. That's not a flooring manufacturer. That's an in-house brand for Floor & Decor.
Right.
So how are you supposed to get the warranty for that? Through the manufacturer. The manufacturer it's not even stated on the box. In other words, it's private labeled.
Right.
And you don't know who's actually manufacturing it.
Obviously,
Isn't that important?
Yeah, it's something to look out for.
I'm just saying, is that important or it's not
Well,
important?
hell yeah.
We should know who's making the product.
Well, yeah. Because
I'm
at
just
that point, anything happens, you want to get some type of warranty,
Yeah.
some coverage or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. Because then like I said, let's say that if we're talking about a specific flooring manufacturer, that flooring manufacturer has a warranty, right?
Right.
And then I would want to be able to let them know, hey, I'm having a problem with the floor. These are the issues. And they're going to say, okay, let me let the manufacturer know the problems you're having. And then they usually send someone out to go look at it. So I don't think you could go through that process with Floor & Decor. They're just having a private label product.
Right.
So like I said, everything in their store that's vinyl is called, even their laminate is called Nucor.
Both.
Yes. So how are you going to tell me that everything that they carry is Nucor? So when
They're playing games at
Nucor,
that point.
well, no,
Straight
they're
up.
dumbing you down.
They're playing games.
They're
and
dumbing
you
people down. They're making you
Right.
feel dumber. No, you don't even know you're dumb. They're making you think that everything's the same. So they carry WPC, they carry SPC. Now I heard they carry LVP. Then they carry the linoleum strips that are lay loose vinyl, and they're calling it Nucor.
Everything.
How do you know the difference in quality of those products?
Why do you think that? Wait, is this strategic? Like they do that on purpose? Who knows what they do, bro?
Bro,
They're just
look,
all over
let
the
me
place.
tell you, in the world of business,
do it all over the
it's all marketing, bro.
Right.
It's all marketing. So
Right.
if I can sell you a coffee at Starbucks and it's all Starbucks brand, how do I know which coffee I want if I wanted to buy it at the store? I'm just saying. Like that's where it gets really screwed up, because people don't get educated on flooring. If people like that, like big box stores like Floor & Decor, Home Depot, Lowe's, are private labeling what you're buying, how are you supposed to know what they are if they're covering what it is?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Does that make sense what I'm
that
saying?
makes perfect sense. So like how? So going.
How are you supposed to know walking into Home Depot and Lowe's and you ask one of their associates in the aisle, is this a WPC? Is this an SPC? These are not things I made up. This is all over Google.
Right.
Flooring world, we all know. If we're in the flooring world, we know what I'm saying. So if you ask a flooring associate at Home Depot and ask them, is this a WPC? They're going to say it's a vinyl product. I don't know.
Right.
Yes or no?
No, that happens all the time. I think that's why like they come here because like right off the bat, like either we get a customer that we just completely confuse them because they were never taught, you know, that information, or they're just like I said, 9 times out of 10 they'll come into the store ask for LVP only.
But it's not their fault. Like I said,
Well, because they weren't educated, yeah.
it's not their fault. They are going based off what they've learned,
Right.
what big box is showing them, what they're advertising on TV, what they're advertising on the radio, what they're seeing wherever they saw an advertisement by anyone. All they saw was luxury vinyls for $199, starting at $199.
Yeah.
Right?
Facts.
So it's kind of hard. Like I said, it's really hard. It's very sad when I see that because I wish that I can get somewhere. Like, obviously, this is something I'm getting information out to people. You're getting information out to people.
Right.
Through the e-commerce style of business that we're doing now. But that's the way we can really educate is to get that information out there because I don't think that Home Depot is going to be honest and tell you the truth. They're here to make money. They're not here to teach you or educate you.
Right.
They're here to make money.
Right.
Right.
It's all the business at the end of the day.
Yeah. We're in business too.
Yeah.
But let me tell you, I would rather you be happy with the floor you bought because I educated you on what you bought. And when you leave the store, you know what you're putting in your house.
Right. Do you think that people like throughout the years because they're coming out with so many products that people are getting more pickier? You know what I mean? Like it could be
like just print, or are you saying in general?
It could be print. Maybe it could be the density of it. You know, the quality of it. So do you think that's like a main reason why it keeps evolving because people like are very picky, and that's what the business are picking up on. Like, okay, it's not as dense enough. It's not as high quality picture enough, and that's why it's evolving.
Yeah. I agree with that. The consumer, the consumer is always right. Is the way we look at it in business. So the consumer, if the consumer's complaining about something, we have to look into it and see what's happening with it. And if the product is not to par, we have to change the formula.
Right.
And I think that we all know that in the flooring world. But the problem, I think the difference between a big box store and a store like us, privately owned companies, is that we have more control of the product we're going to give you, and we can switch it quickly. Versus big box store, they buy, I would say, close to almost $1 billion worth of products out there in the world, in the flooring world, that they just can't dump it very quickly.
Right.
Because they have it in their stores and people don't know what they're buying. So it's hard for them to switch them or switch products out because, like I said, they're just giving the people what they think people want.
Right.
When you're looking at vinyl material, it used to be flat, very flat. It just had a picture of wood on it.
Right.
It didn't have a lot of texture. So the vinyls have evolved as far as they started making the vinyls have more texture, making them look more realistic. There's a thing called EIR.
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 Gotcha.
That is when the picture and the texture match 100%.
Right.
Why do you think they would want to do that?
To make it look realistic, to make it feel realistic.
Like this floor right here behind you. That one has EIR. That's Burnaby.
Right.
And it's also a matte finish too.
Right.
That's why it looks so real. But the truth is, when you're talking about texture, if you have a wood floor that has, let's say, it's just a wood design, but then the texture doesn't follow the actual grain or where the knot is, or if there's like something or a characteristic in that picture and the texture didn't follow that, as far as the texture is supposed to, let's say the knot is a circle, you're supposed to feel like kind of a circle texture there, right?
Right.
But if it doesn't have that, it's not going to look as realistic when you're seeing it with your naked eye.
Right.
So a lot of the times, low quality vinyl products out there that I notice that their usually price point is really low, they're going to have things like that where the vinyl wood look design is really nice. It's HD print, but then the texturing doesn't follow the picture.
Right.
So that's usually not a good thing because it's a universal stamp print texture that they just gave every single plank, And because of that, now the floor looks very fake and it looks like plastic.
Right.
So that's one big deal about texture,
Right.
right?
Right.
And then, a lot of times, like you were saying, wear layer matters too, how thick the wear layer is and stuff like that.
You think the thickness of the material is important too?
The thickness of what?
Like the vinyl product.
The thickness of the vinyl product. Like you're saying, wear layer, you're saying thickness of the whole product.
The whole product.
Yeah, it does matter. Yeah,
Also.
because if you have something, think about it like this. If you are buying,
Because they say the thicker the better, right?
sort of, yeah, that idea like I said, that idea got grandfathered from. There's a floor called Wilson Art. If you guys remember, a lot of people don't know what Wilson Art is, but if you did have that floor in your house, you know what it is. It was very thin. Usually, it would have came in like a 6 or 7 or 8 millimeter thickness. It was a laminate made out of MDF, and then it had a attached pad. It would have been like a blue attached foam pad on the back.
Right.
And that material was one of the, I say that one of the leaders to flooring. They changed the world of flooring for sure.
Right.
You could still look them up. I don't know if they're still in business. I know these things because this information was grandfathered to me by my family members that know about this business. And this information is a beautiful thing. Like I said, for me to learn these brands and the different products that are out there, I'm thankful because, like I said, there's Wilson Art seems to be one of those products that really put a dent in people's households. They knew what that was. They knew that product, Wilson Art.
Right. Wilson Art.
Wilson Art. So
what I'm doing my homework on that.
So Wilson Art was, like I said, a laminate, and it started off being thin, and then eventually moved over to getting thicker. And then everybody, just like everything, they started copying them, and different brands came out. Then Pergo came out, and Pergo came out with a very thin product too. But that's where the idea you said, the thickness matter. It started with the grandfather idea of that. You have thin product. The click system, if the click system was not a uni-click system, if you heard what I just said, if the click system is not uni-click, U-N-I-click, C-L-I-C-K,
right,
uni-click,
right,
the click system was garbage, right? If the flooring doesn't have that click system, the flooring is not going to click well. It's a low-quality product.
right.
If it's a tap and lock system where you tap it and it locks on the short end,
Yeah.
it's a low-quality product.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's not the highest quality product out there, and Uniclick knows that. There's another product out there called Quick Step. These are all products that have been around, hardwood floor manufactured companies that have been around for 40, 50 years. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not here to drop and advertise or sponsor brands,
Right.
but I gotta give the reputation to the people that have been out there still pulling their brands around that are reputable brands in the flooring world. Why don't you see these brands at Home Depot and Lowe's?
Why?
I'm asking the question.
Yeah.
If those brands are really good quality products out there,
Why wouldn't they carry it?
why wouldn't they carry it in their stores? Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because what they decided to do is that they decided to private label their products and have an in-house brand. Home Depot, Lowe's, Costco. Oh, Costco, not so much. Usually they'll be transparent. They'll usually show what the brand is and stuff like that.
Right.
Like Shaw, they'll show their product, Mohawk and stuff. But like I said, they private label everything so you don't know what it is. I don't think that's good. That's bad for business.
To be private labeling?
Yeah, because you want to know what you're getting.
Right.
If you're buying
right.
floor, you're gonna invest $3,000, $4,000, $6,000
It's
into
not
flooring.
cheap. It's not cheap.
You better know what you're getting.
Right. You
Come
better you better know what you're getting.
You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So it's like if I'm gonna invest money into a tequila bottle or vodka,
Right.
you do what
I want to know the ingredients or
I
like
want to
what
know.
makes
I want to know
it
what
that.
I'm getting.
Yeah.
I want to know what I'm getting. I want to be able to explain at a party. Hey, this bottle right here. It was established in 1871.
Yeah.
It came from
You
this.
just-
It's
the
a
homework.
story.
Yeah. The background.
Yeah. Like
Just
I
the
said.
background.
I don't know how we got to this. How did we get to this?
Well, we started with the thickness.
Thickness. Okay.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like I said, Wilson Art really changed the world. Pergo changed the world. These brands, they really changed the world. as far as the thickness. So once that started happening, other brands came out, especially California-based companies. A lot of companies were being, I would say, founders were starting to create their brands.
Right.
You know, like a lot of brands just popped up, pop-up brands that just popped up, right? So everybody started bringing in, some people started going and getting brands, their own brand, marketing their own brands. And then people started realizing maybe thicker is better. And that's where the click system started coming in, where what if I give you 1/2 inch thick versus 8? And that's where the thickness started to evolve. So if I go back to vinyl, it started off with 4 millimeter thickness. But because it was so thin, the click system was not as strong to hold because the click system was so thin, 4 millimeters thick. So they jumped into a 5 millimeter. Then they jumped into a 5.5, and then they bumped it up to a 6. And now we're where we are today at 6.5. So that right there is, I would say, where the thickness changed and evolved because of click system being very, very thin, not holding well.
Right.
And they realized that 6 and 6.5 was perfect. It was not too thin. It was not too thick. You know, stuff like that.
Dude, vinyl has so much stuff to it, bro.
Well,
Like
because
it's
we're
not as simple.
It's because we're dissecting it.
Like,
We're really pulling out the details about it.
Right.
Because like I said, who's gonna teach you? If we were to go to a class about tires, right? I want them to teach me how a tire is made. That way I know if I go flat, I'm like, oh damn, this is made out of this. I think I'll be okay.
Right. Which we aren't taught because I don't have no idea.
What do you know about tires? Nothing.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
I just know that it's made out of like wiring.
Yeah, rubber
You know what I
and
mean?
wire.
Yeah, I didn't know that until it's shredded.
But you
know
get what I'm saying though? Like,
yeah, but
I think that we're at the world today where podcasting and internet, I think we should be learning about things that we use on day-to-day basis.
Yeah.
That we should be able to be knowledgeable about. Like,
but see, that's the cool thing. Like, that's why I think that's why we're doing this, is because just to kick game, tell them, you know, be like, look out for this, and that. Not too many people know. Like you said, a lot of people, the main information that they rely on is to go to these big box stores, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the main consumption they get. They might
people go, you know, Lucky, that's actually a good one you brought up. People go to big box stores because they expect someone to be there to be able to help them and educate them on flooring, light bulbs, fixtures, faucets, cabinets, whatever they're going, plants, dirt. I hope they know enough to teach me something when I'm there.
Which that's not mostly the case, bro.
Especially right now. Do you think that it's really easy to find people that want to work at big box store all the time? No, because they can make money on the internet much faster.
Well, nowadays,
if you how hard is it to find people and employees right now?
Or if you know what you're doing. But the thing is, I mean, I want to get into it, but a lot of people just don't want to work anymore. With COVID, I don't know what happened. It
changed the world.
They got lazy. It changed it.
It changed the world. And you know what? Like, that's politics. Like I said,
right.
We don't get into that stuff.
Yeah.
But you know, I think, like I said, that's where that's the reason why big box store is really, I think, and everyone's experience. It don't matter if you're in Arizona, California, Michigan, wherever there's a big box store. I hope you're getting educated on whatever you're going in there to buy.
Right. It's not as simple, guys. So just look out. Hopefully you guys got a lot of information here, because he was talking about a lot of things you should be looking out for if you haven't. So at that point, I say we're gonna leave it off with the vinyl case. You know what I mean? Probably the next episode we could either go into like hardwood, we can go into laminate, whatever the case is. But that's until next time. So once we post this out, it should be out like in a couple, I don't know.
So let me just tell them this to end it.
What's up?
I'm gonna tell them like this. So when you're out shopping for vinyl floors, make sure you ask the question, what type of floors am I buying?
That's number one. Make sure you guys know, because then it's going to go back to the thickness, the wear layer, the picture. That's
LVP, WPC, SPC. What's the core made out of? What is the top vinyl made out of? What is the wear layer?
These are the questions you should be asking. These are the questions you guys should be asking. So stay aware. You know what I mean? Stay aware. Do your homework if you guys don't know. If you go to the big box stores and they're not giving you game, do your homework at home. There's Google.
Hey, Google.
Google is your best friend, guys. So
yes.
You know what I mean? So I was tight.
Yeah. Thank you,
Vinyl,
guys.
man, because I'm going to look back at this and kind of get some homework.
Like I
myself.
always do it. Thank you guys.
Yeah, man. All right, guys. Till next time.
Peace.